Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm back with Heaven's Secret 2, Season 2, Episode 9. I had to continue, immediately. The last episode was just a warm-up for this episode. That means that this episode is gonna be either extremely dark or extremely long. So, I'm intrigued to know what's gonna happen. The horseman comes to take what's theirs, and there's nowhere else to run. What's theirs? Yeah, you're not gonna find what's yours. I belong to me. But you can always return to me what you took from me, which is my man. If fate exists and everything is predetermined, does this mean we don't stand a chance? There's always something you can do. There's always a loophole. Episode 9, the cage. Oh god, we're gonna be caged. No. Mom pushed me into the house and closed the doors behind us. She was breathing heavily, but looked collected. Where's everyone else? Only Rivelius was with us. Are they still out there? They're where they should be. They're protecting us. What are you talking about? We have to help them. Mom took me by the shoulders. Don't you understand? We're what stands between the horsemen and the mother's liberation. All they have to do is capture us and force us to open the seal. The horsemen weren't too worried about us before. Why now? I don't know. It looks like the time has come. I shuddered, feeling uneasy. How much longer? Rivelio silently poured liquids from flask to flask. Various stones were scattered on the floor where he was sitting. We need to buy time. That's what they're doing. Hurry up! Mom went to one of the boxes and pulled out some clothes. She threw them at me, saying, Get dressed. I moved to another corner of the living room so that Rivelius wouldn't see me, and with trembling hands I threw the nightgown to the floor and pulled on. Okay, that seems a little too much. I want this one. This is something I would wear. This makes me seem so slutty. Stop at this one. Ooh, I love that hair color. No. Nah, that's not my thing. I'm brown. I'm taking the brown hair. Stop at this one. What was happening outside? Death could kill them with a wave of his hand. My chest was tight with fear and shame from staying inside the house. Mom towered over Rivelius as if her piercing gaze could make the angel go faster. Rushed from window to window, not daring to look through the curtains. And then someone's scream pierced the silence of the house. A dying cry full of horror and sadness. Oh no! Death's voice, almost gentle in its calmness, reached us. Oh god. Come out! I looked at my mother and she nodded slowly. The two of us didn't want anyone to be killed. Hurry. You'll feel it when it starts working. Mom opened the door. We slowly descended from the porch to meet the horsemen. This is ridiculous on so many levels. They said, come out, bitches. You're coming with us? What is this? Malbonte, Astaroth, and Satan faced the members of the Order as if preparing to spar. I can't, they're not even being serious themselves. The horsemen stood at the distance from each other, cutting off any avenues of retreat. Malbonte stared at me. Baby! I didn't know what was on his mind, and I desperately wanted to look into his soul and illuminate all its dark corners. Period. Are you going to let them take me? I don't think he has a choice, baby. I really don't think he has a choice. I mean, he did say it in the last update. I think it was the first episode of the last update, where he was like, he's gonna have to force us to open the seal. Malbonte pursed his lips. It was the only thing that gave him away. He heard my question. It's not like he has a choice. That's the problem here. He wants to protect us so badly, but he knows that he's powerless against the horsemen. He is very powerful. But he's not powerful enough to could fight against all horsemen. Literally all horsemen. That's the problem. I'm pretty sure he could fight with one horseman. I'm not saying that he could win, but he could definitely stand a fight against one horseman. But not against all four of them. He knows he can't do anything and it's eating him alive. He knows he can't do anything but to go with it. And that thought of us dying by his hand or because of him, and knowing that he could have done something, like you always blame yourself when someone you care about suffers. You're like, maybe if I would have done things differently, maybe it wouldn't have turned out like this, you know? He can't do anything, and that's what's making him suffer. Death threw someone's corpse at our feet. Sir, no need to be a Karen. These are the corpses that are on your conscience. If you would have just faced us, all of these lives would have been spared. Mom leaned over, looking at the lifeless body, and said quietly, Archangel Yor. We heard his cry. That means the horsemen killed the other members of the order. We've given you enough time to play resistance, but the game's over. You'll pay for everything. Blake giggled. Really? We're replaced by the mother herself. So who do you think will get punished? Mammon spread his wings in warning. A Mammon! Sammy quietly squeezed my hand and whispered, Sammy! I dreamed about you today, and in this dream you were very strong. I squeezed Sammy's hand back. I didn't know if he was telling the truth or trying to cheer me up, but I felt confident. I exhaled slowly, remembering all my training. Aragon took a step forward. Eliza shuddered in fear for him. I know I came. You won't get it. The lighter flared up. And you also know that you will die. Why, because you'll only get what you want over our dead bodies. You know the problem here? That this is not even something that you can fight over. Like, they are capable to kill them all, and they are gonna kill them all. It's not like they're gonna be capable to stand a fight against them. That's the most frustrating part. That's just us trying to calm our own nerves and trying to cover the fact that we have lost. There is nothing we personally can do about them being capable to kill every single one of us. We can't do anything. We know they're more powerful than us, and we know that no matter how much we fight, nothing is gonna be capable to beat them. They are too powerful, especially if they combine their energies. Like, there's nothing we can do. This is just us trying to be cocky. But at the end of the day, we know that we don't stand a chance. As you wish. Blake snapped her fingers. I stretched my hand out, only half aware of what I was doing. It was instinctive. Dino darted to the side, but if I hadn't suppressed the horseman's power, that wouldn't have helped him. Blake looked at her fingers in confusion, then at the smiling Dino. What? Sammy's right, I can handle it. Period. What do you need? What are you after? Why did this punishment fall on us? Aragon took a few more steps, inevitably drawing closer to his executioners. I knew he was doing this to keep them focused on him. The horsemen didn't know about my power. Hunger hadn't told them. Hunger is a king. I'm sorry. I keep on saying it. He's a king. He's like, oh, let them walk into their demise. I won't tell them a damn thing. This is between the both of us. Love it. And that meant that we had an advantage. It might be weak, but it was an advantage nonetheless. Hold on, does that mean that she thinks Dino did it? Or does she think that her powers didn't work? We put up our hand. She must have seen that it was us. Death rarely spoke, but when he began, his expression was one of disgust, as if talking to us was like talking to insects. You were born with sin on your shoulders, born to one day pay for what happened many centuries ago. Damn, what happened back then? I don't give a damn. We're taking all the rounds. Death took a step closer. Aragon flinched almost imperceptibly, but forced himself to remain silent. The horseman began to speak, and his voice was cold, lifeless, and hard as steel. Oh my god. Once upon a time, nothing existed until the Big Bang occurred, which led to the birth of the universe. The universe expanded, the planets and constellations were formed, and life began to pulsate within it. Okay. Many millions of years had passed when the soul of the universe began to form in a cluster of energy, like a fetus in a mother's womb, and its name was the Mother of Life. Okay. What you on, woman? She gained a body and consciousness, and her main power became annihilation. The Mother of Life destroyed and created and destroyed entire galaxies. However, this wasn't enough for her. The mother wanted to breathe souls and intelligence into her creatures so that they would become like her. So she was power crazy. Like humanity nowadays. Then she created two brothers, Sepha and Sephamalum. One controlled light and the other controlled darkness. And all the while, she continued to rule over life and death. Oh my god, I love this. Look at this. The brothers grew stronger, until one day it wasn't enough for them to just obediently follow the mother's will, and they asked her for permission to create their own world. Though small and insignificant compared to the entirety of the universe, it would be their own creation. The Mother of Life couldn't refuse, of course, because she had experienced a similar desire herself. The brothers created the earth, on which the clash between good and evil, darkness and light, was keenly felt, given the opposing natures of Sepha and Sephamalum. Sephamalum created demons and Sepha created angels. Strength. Okay. Oh my god, I cannot write when he banished him. But the brothers turned out to be too ambitious and strong, and disputes began to arise between them. Sepha didn't want to interfere in the lives of his creatures, while Sephamalum craved power. Yeah, the arrogance, This is sadly what happens in real life, people. When you have so much power, it depends on a person, of course. When you are very headstrong, you want to show that you deserve everything you have. Because because someone is telling you that you have to, or because you just want to shut the people up that doubted you in the past. You grow insanely stubborn. You want more than what you already have. Everything you gain is not enough for you. You want more because you have the feeling that you can achieve more. Because you have the feeling that after everything you've been through, you deserve more. It turns into an obsession. And as soon as that obsession's set, there comes the being impulsive, being arrogant, being ignorant, and being desperate for power. And that's what Sephamalum did. He was like, I want your space. You don't deserve it. I deserve more. Like, I don't just deserve darkness, I deserve darkness and light. So he wanted to take it. So Sepha said, bye-bye, bitch, and banished him to non-existence. That's hilarious. The Mother of Life, who was watching them, was dissatisfied with their behavior. And she also felt lonely without her sons. Then she created the first horseman of the apocalypse, Death. He descended to Earth to give his older brothers a warning. They must stop fighting. Along with his appearance came non-existence and death. The children of Sepha and Sephamalum, who were hitherto immortal like them, became mortal, albeit under certain conditions. The horsemen of death left, but the enmity between Sepha and Sephamalum only intensified. Sephamalum dared to enter Sepha's domain and talk to his creatures. He approached Lucifer, one of the first angels Sepha created, and won him over to his side. Oh my god. However, as soon as Sephamalum touched him, the angel burned to ashes. Pure light couldn't withstand his darkness. Sephamalum had longed for his death and laughed as he watched the wind blow away his ashes. And what exactly did he get from that? What exactly did he get from that besides a death? Sepha became furious and declared war on his brother. And then all 4 horsemen of the apocalypse appeared. All 4 of them, not just one. All 4 of them. The war between the gods lasted hundreds of millennia. But darkness and light were equal, no matter how they fought to win. Sephamalum created weak earthly creatures, so insignificant compared to the immortals that they would bow to Sephamalum's will and make him stronger. When she saw the kind of creatures Sephamalum created, the Mother of Life became angry. She created another son, Hunger, and sent him to Earth to give the following warning. Their world would be destroyed if they didn't stop. Next, the Mother of Life created War and her youngest daughter, Plague. Their task was to convince the brothers. The horsemen descended to Earth and almost destroyed the world. Sepha and Sephamalum couldn't allow the world they had so painstakingly created to be erased. After so many years of hostility, they decided to unite. Sephamalum was responsible for the entire plan, but Sepha agreed not to interfere. Sephamalum tricked the Mother of Life into calling the horsemen back. The brothers swore to the Mother that they were ready to do anything she asked, ready to destroy the humans and even the entire earth and return under her wing. They captured her? But they deceived her. They lured her influence on their world for many millennia. The Mother of Life could no longer interfere. She couldn't even observe them. The brothers stole the Book of Life, the book of the Mother of Life, in which the names of everyone worthy of life are recorded and all who are doomed to death are blotted out. The Mother put a portion of her energy inside to control the living creatures and create a bond with them. Sepha and Sephamalum put 7 seals on the book. The first seal restrained the Mother of Life's hands, the second her legs, the third her torso, the fourth put her head to sleep, the fifth her soul, the sixth her mind and eyes, and the seventh put her strength to sleep. And only by breaking all the seals will the Mother of Life awaken and descend to the world of her sons. But only half-breeds, children of both day and night, can break those seals. It makes sense. Oh my god, those bitches! It makes sense. It makes sense that only half-breeds can break the seal, because she's the Mother of Life. Sepha and Sephamalum are her sons, and she created darkness and light. And darkness and light formed into beings. They transformed into Sepha and Sephamalum. So, since Sepha and Sephamalum deceived her, and they were the ones that put her to sleep, which, first of all, how were they capable to do that if she's almighty? If she's almighty and she created them, and she created the horsemen that seemed to be more powerful than Sepha and Sephamalum, how were Sepha and Sephamalum capable to put the Mother of Life to sleep? That's a question that I need an answer to. How is that possible? It makes sense now that they need children from day and night. And I would assume that they need us because we actually come from one of the first half-breeds. It's only a matter of time before the seals are broken. And if the inhabitants of this world fail to learn the Mother's lesson, she will destroy them in cold blood so that she can create something new from their ashes and bones. Damn! Death told the story without hesitation in a calm, almost soothing voice, but the last words sounded particularly ominous. During the great battle between Sepha and Sephamalum, the book was lost, but someone found it and the first seal was broken. There is no turning back anymore. And now, Death reached out. Give us the descendants of the first half-breed. See, the first half-breed! A muscle on Malbonte's face trembled, but he didn't move. He doesn't want to see this. My child, my soulmate, he does not want to see this. He does not want to witness it. Him already knowing that they are coming after us was already enough. Like, honestly, people, are we even realizing the torment that Malbonte is going through? That he has been going through? He literally has been living with anxiety, with panic rising inside of him for so long, because he knew that the day was gonna come where they would try to catch us, where they would be coming after us, because they need our powers or blood, whatever, to open the seal. And it was destroying him from the inside out. Like, his nerves are blank. There's nothing anymore for him. Like, he's completely lost. Like, he doesn't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure his hands are trembling. His breath has quickened. He doesn't know what to do. He's probably also looking, like, away. Like, trying not to show any emotion. And that's why he's looking away, because he knows he's gonna crumble as soon as he sees our face. I can't. Vincenzo, shut up! Never. What followed? His words happened so quickly that even an immortal's vision could barely register. Vincenzo waved his hand, and there was an explosion next to each of the horsemen. If they'd been mortal, there would be nothing left of them. Following that, Addy appeared from nowhere, hurling several boulders at them. Oh my god, when did he get so strong? Mammon and Eliza rushed towards Satan. How the fuck did he not die? How did he not die? What saved him? He was burning in flames. Is that why he didn't die? Because burning in hell is normal for him? That's not okay. Masses of energy flew at the horsemen from all directions in an attempt to inflict as much damage as possible. They're probably laughing at that. Warloff, sir! After everything I did! Warloff parrying blows and throwing fragments of stones back at Addie. Your aim isn't bad, but you don't have enough power. Mimi attacked Astaroth, but he dodged, not allowing her to touch him. You're so ferocious. Is it because of Christopher? Yeah, I did start something. Do you miss him? I actually do. I can't. People I'm horrible. It's Astaroth. What can I do? He's great. But no, soulmate is my... Malbonte is my soulmate, but Astaroth, what can I do? Astaroth Ward, they're fine as fuck. Shut up. It's the truth, girl. Blake responded to the attacks with equally strong bursts of red energy. Dino Mom and Winchester covered each other as she attacked them one by one with a grin on her face. Hunger and Death didn't move, but then the elder horseman turned to his brother and said, Move closer, the strength is not warning. Hunger grinned, finishing his cigarette. It won't help. Ooh! I love him! Hunger, come to me. Let me hug you. You deserve a treat. He looked at me. Death followed his gaze. I was the only member of the resistance who didn't move. But I wasn't standing all that steadily. I staggered without taking my eyes off Hunger. I felt something flowing down my cheeks and from my nose. I didn't have to touch my face to know that I was bleeding, but I couldn't lose my concentration. I'd erect an invisible wall between Hunger and me, protecting the immortals from the destructive power of the horsemen. Yes! I couldn't let them drain their energy or they wouldn't be able to fight. What is she doing? Period, Death! Period! I wiped the blood off my lips with the back of my hand. Oh my god! Death lifted his hand dispassionately, looking at me. Come at me, bitch. Come at me. I quickly shifted my gaze to him and felt a sudden jolt. His power. It was eerie to realize that it was meant as a fatal blow. I could have died. Simona. Mom barely dodged the strike. Her strength began to leave her. Then I looked at Hunger again. I'm too weak. I can't subdue everyone's power, only one at a time, but I need to try. I tried to build an invisible wall brick by brick that would close us off from everyone. But the wall was collapsing. The bricks couldn't withstand the pressure. I fell to my knees. Malbonte took a few steps toward Hunger as if trying to catch my eye. Malbonte! Don't look at me. I don't want to see you break. I can't handle it. I felt his silent support, even as he fought back against the members of the Order. Simona. Winchester wanted to rush toward me, but I shouted without turning my head. I can't handle it. Don't get distracted. I didn't recognize my hoarse, almost croaking voice. It held so much determination, power, and at the same time weakness. Could I die from overexertion? I think you can. There was no time to think about it now. You have an interesting ability, mortal. I'm no longer a mortal. I wiped the blood from my nose and lips again. It got into my throat and I coughed, choking on it. Even if you teach a chicken to fly, it will remain a chicken. That's him saying we are still young and naive. You're weak. You can save them from me. He spoke calmly, but my voice almost broke into sobs when I answered him. I'll save them. When your power kills you and your defenses are gone, I will destroy them with one touch. Then you will never release the mother of life, bitch. You will die and they will follow. I won't allow it. Black dots began to dance before my eyes. I had to blink constantly to keep my focus. It looked like I was about to faint. Damn. Plague, look here. What are you doing, Brad? What did Lucifer do? I blinked a couple more times trying to look at Lucifer. He hung in the air, staying aloof by sharply flapping his wings. Kira screamed and wriggled in his arms. Oh my god, Lucifer, what are you doing? Oh, right. I can't. Kira, let go. What is he doing? Shut up. Mom and the others retreated while the horsemen, having forgotten about us, looked at the half-breed who had yet to open a seal. Death extended his hand to Lucifer, but I reached out, absorbing the blow. What? Keep in mind, bitch! I don't know what yours doing, but this will allow us to stall for more time. Do what you have to do, I'll cover you. Someone's arms grabbed me and kept me from falling. I had no strength left at all. Lucifer grabbed Kira by the head, holding the back of her head tightly with one hand and her chin with the other. Her legs kicked, but it was futile. Lucifer could break her neck with a single move. If you move, I'll kill her. What do you need? I shuddered at the horseman's murderous tone. Make her tell me where my mother is. Lucifer, shut up, I'm sick of bowing my head. Slaves never get freedom unless they take it with their own hands. Period, Lucifer. Let her go, otherwise I'll kill your mother slowly and painfully. But before or after I killed your salvation, I'll tear out her wings and break her skull. I'll cut her to pieces, but without intending to kill. She'll ask me to do it. She will beg me for it. Lucifer tightened his grip, causing Kira to scream and cry. Plague immediately fell silent. What? I'm the one holding the horns here, bitch. Are you gonna kill her before or after I killed Kira? I will do all of that to Kira if you don't tell me. Kill him. Plague squealed louder and more desperately than ever, on the verge of hysterics. She looked at Death and screamed again. Kill him. Death. But the horseman didn't try again. He stared at his sister. It was an attentive, grunt-initiating gaze that didn't bode well for her. His contemplation was worse than his rage. Then Plague looked at Malbonte, who was closest to Lucifer. All he had to do was jump and grab his leg. Kill him. No. Period! Malbonte! Yes, Malbonte! Yes, my baby, I knew. Going with Malbonte is never wrong. Going with your gut feeling, going with the love of your life is never wrong. No. I said kill him, Bob. No. Plague rushed to him, determined to finish off Malbonte for his disobedience, but he suddenly rushed to meet her. The horsewoman was consumed with anger while Malbonte was calm. Never underestimate the calm people. Like, they all say, oh, he's calm, like, it's okay. Wait until they piss, bitch. They are more dangerous than the ones who are impulsive. Trust me. Never, ever underestimate the power of silence. He dodged her powerful grasp and caught her by the throat. They shot past us, stopping only when Malbonte, almost breaking through the wall, slammed her into the house. Malbonte! I heard his furious whisper as clearly as if he was saying it to me. Don't you dare call me a pup. Period! This bitch is way too old for this shit. For a moment, Plague stared at him in surprise, having forgotten or maybe never knowing how strong he was. But then she began to laugh like a mad woman. Malbonte released her, not hiding his disgust. Period. Oh my god, I love this. Finally, he's breaking his chains. Plague stepped aside, staggering and still laughing, then looked up at her brothers and shouted, Why aren't you doing anything? Death was silent. War looked at her with sympathy. War, what are you doing? I know you're better than this. You're just like Hunger. Only Hunger, I answered mockingly. Because you deserve it, period! And you all wonder why I love Hunger. Hunger as a king. I think he's by far my favorite horseman. I'm sorry, War. You're the second favorite. I'm sorry, I love him. He literally does not care. He does not care. Plague looked first at one brother, then the other. Then she looked at Malbonte almost pleadingly. You're pathetic. Death, period. And again his indifferent remark cut deeper than any blade. Plague flinched and quickly masked her pain with a grin. Turning her gaze to Lucifer, she answered coldly, I'll tell you where Eve is. Lucifer slowly sank to the ground. Satan hadn't moved the whole time. He only watched everything attentively. Where is she? At first I kept her in Death Valley. Plague cast a malicious grin at her older brother. At Mortas. But then I moved her to Snowy Valley. You love mountains so much. Aren't you glad that now no one will ever witness your shame? Plague twirled a finger beside her temple. She's crazy. Oh, hell no, you wrench. Lucifer moved as if he would release Gira. Plague twitched in response, ready to pounce and tear him to shreds. Gira cried silently, looking at the horsewoman with wide eyes. She'll kill him if he lets Gira go. What if I fly to get Lilith? He didn't think this plan through. What if we kill Gira first? I don't want to kill Gira though. I think she's a little... I don't want to say she's stupid. I think she's a little too innocent to know what actually is going on and what actually is gonna happen if she opens the seal. So I don't want to kill her. What if I fly to get Lilith? But as soon as I moved, I felt dizzy. No, I can't even stand up. But Satan suddenly leaned forward and touched Lucifer's tense hand, which was still holding the girl. Go. Is he sacrificing himself for Lucifer? What is this? Father, go get her. Hold him off. Lucifer's throat trembled as if he was struggling to hold back his emotions. Are you sure? Satan roughly grabbed him by the neck and pulled him close. Their foreheads touched. What is this? Their eyes closed. What is this? What is the son moment of father and son? What? Someone has to tell me what's going on. Like, someone needs to tell me, did I miss something? Like, since when is Satan showing emotion? Heaven's Secret showed us that this man has been an abusive little shit. Now you're telling me he grew into a loving father? People, this is ridiculous and you all know it. A few seconds passed in a silent farewell, then Satan shoved Lucifer away, holding Kira close to him and shouted, Go. Lucifer spread his wings. Death took a step, but I shrouded him in an impenetrable dome. You won't kill him. He's one of us, period. You cannot hold us all, immortal. Of course I can, and I will. Lucifer used a mortal stone and managed to escape. Plague began to squeal. She wasn't Satan in the flesh. He didn't even resist when her claws sank into his face. She killed him with the ferocity of a wild beast. Quickly, but at the same time, much more slowly than she was capable of. When only scraps of him remained, she laughed, letting his blood flow down her body. That's who you're trying to protect, Kira. Plague turned to Kira, who was frozen in fear. She extended her hand and asked in a gentle voice, Did they hurt you? Kira pulled back, period. See what you're doing, bitch. See what you're doing. See, that's why I didn't want to kill Kira. I think she's too young to really understand what's going on. She's trying to be a good person. That's why she's like, yeah, she cares about me. If someone is capable to care about me, then that means that she's not completely evil. She only showed me good personality traits, so there must be something good inside of her. So I can trust her to do the right thing. She saw what happened. She not. She turned toward us, slowly, tensely like a wildcat, ready to pounce and tear into the first throat it could reach. I used the last of my strength to hold death back as hunger inevitably drained everyone else's energy. Plague shed her human face and rushed at Vincenzo, who was shielding the others. But Astaroth stood in front of him with his back to the horsewoman. I noticed the surprise on his face, as if he didn't fully understand why he had done it. He wants to protect him! People, what is with all those sudden changing sides? Maybe because I played and I was close to him. Maybe that's it. I mean, you all can tell me in the comments if you had a similar situation. Plague pierced his shoulder right through, then pulled out her hand and let the half-breed's blood flow down her thin fingers. What's wrong with this woman? No, Astaroth! Don't die! Huh? Astaroth staggered and almost fell into the arms of Vincenzo, who immediately pulled him away. Of course, like he saved him. Plague shook the blood off her hand. Brad, you chose the wrong time to betray us. Plague, you're a little whore. You are a bitch, and we need to take care of you. Actually, literally. Kill you. No one can betray us, sister. They will never be on our side entirely, and we don't need them to be. Death turned his gaze to hunger and war. Betrayal by one of us would be more dangerous. This would have been a very funny scene if I would have chosen war. War squeezed the hilt of his sword but didn't respond. He knows! Yeah, because there's still his backstory, so yeah. Hunger just lit another cigarette with a grin. All right. Hunger and war were there in the winning. Suddenly a surge of energy came from behind me. I turned around and froze with my mouth slightly open. So that's what Revelius has been up to all this time. Run! Winchester picked up the unconscious asteroid, so he's not dead. Sammy and Addie quickly helped me into the house, allowing me to keep my eyes on the horsemen. I built a huge wall to protect us from their energy. It demanded so much of my strength that it felt like my insides were ripping into my own flesh for nourishment. Meanwhile, Mom, Arrogant, and the others threw beams of energy at the horsemen. They kept our enemies from getting closer, and I kept them from striking back against us. Hang in there, Simona. We're almost there. I can't. I started to cough up blood. Bitches! Like, do you know how much energy that takes to literally stop all of them? We're not stopping just one horseman, which is already impossible. We're stopping all 4 of them at the same time. That's draining, bitch. And then my wall collapsed and everything went dark. I woke up on the floor wrapped in a blanket. I was leaning against the wall. It wasn't clear how I'd managed to stay sitting. Hey, how are you? Mimi brushed a strand of hair out of my face. She looked tired. Okay, I think. We're safe here. The dome protects us from the horsemen. For how long? Hell knows. It's holding up for now. Arrogant came over to me. You look great today. Do you have any strength left? I feel like I'm dying. No. What should I answer? I won't be able to use my power anymore. I'm feeling good. I'm ready to fight, but I need to recover. I'm honest. Arrogant nodded. Good to hear. He took some apples out of his bag. This is all I can offer for now. Oh, Arrogant. I don't have an appetite. I understand, but you must help your body recover. I took an apple, twirled it in my hands, and reluctantly took a bite. I forced myself to chew. With every bite, it became easier to eat. Eventually, I felt my strength returning. There, all done. Period. There were attacks from time to time. Apparently, the horsemen were trying to breach our protective dome. Try us, bitch! It's a matter of time before they get through. Revelio shook his head. It won't work. They would have to attack continuously for several days in a row. This dome is turned to their frequency. It resonates with them. They won't get through. He looked pleased with himself. Then we should heal our wounds. They're not going to leave us alone, are they? No, they won't. They want us. First, let's think about what we should do next when our heads are clearer. I looked around the hall and gasped quietly when I saw Astaroth. He was lying on the floor, resting his elbow on his bent knee. His clothes were soaked with blood, but the wound had already healed. Astaroth silently listened to what the members of the order were saying, but didn't engage in the conversation. Frowning and tense, he looked as if he was expecting a blow at any moment. I'm pretty sure he's worried about his brother because Christopher is at the school. Like, it very well be possible that they take their frustrations out on his brother. Meeting my gaze, he said, "What do you want?" Despite the rudeness of the question, there wasn't anything offensive in it. So you've come over to our side? Why? He shrugged and winced. Apparently, the ligaments inside his shoulder were still regenerating. I don't know. Do you really need a reason? Yes, I want a reason. You could have died. Your brother, is he with them? Asteroid shook his head. He escaped as soon as he opened the seal. Where to? I don't know, but Christopher will show up, I'm sure. He just didn't want to be involved in all of this anymore. I did say that these two are little cuties and they need to be protected. So he's the reason why. Yeah, he's like, if he's not there anymore, I'm not willing to be on your side either. Maybe it's, maybe not. I haven't figured it out myself. What are you fishing for? I smiled. Oh gosh, romantic moment. Welcome to the order, Asteroth. We loved this. If I would have chosen him, this conversation would have went very, very differently. Mom, Dino, Arrogant, Winchester, and Mammon were talking quietly. Addie and Sammy rushed back and forth, following Revelio's court orders as the angel continued his work with the flasks. Mimi and Eliza were holding out supplies to everyone. Eat, even if you don't feel like it, and don't dare puke on the carpet, Eliza. We were exhausted, and we wouldn't be able to stand up to the horsemen if they broke into the house. My body ached from overexertion. I still hadn't developed my gift enough to withstand such a load. My eyelids became heavy. I started to fall asleep. Sleep? I didn't know how long I slept, but some kind of commotion woke me up. Malbonte was standing in the doorway! Yes! Yes! My baby's here, finally! Finally! What did I do to deserve this blessing? Calm and relaxed, as if you were welcome and expected, the members of the order stood motionless.
How did you get in?
Rebellious.
It was a different frequency. I could tune things to the horseman or to him.
Period.
And I realized this. And where are we only finding out about this now? Because I told him to keep quiet.
I'm sorry, but Malbonte remains a king. No matter what he does, he's an icon. Everyone stared at him again. Rebellious trembled under Malbonte's gaze.
He's partially on our side, right? So what will you do? Will you feed us to the horseman? Is that your plan, half-breed?
Nah, he wants to know if we're okay. Period! Period! My soulmate bitches, take notes. He here for me.
First, I want to talk to her.
He looked at me. I'm so sorry. The others also looked in my direction. How's it going, bitch? Don't even think about it. Shut up, bitch! Shut up, bitch. He's mine. We belong to one another. We made it multiple times. Shut up. He's not gonna hear no as an answer. Mom's voice sounded like a hiss.
Maybe that's something for her to decide.
Period! Oh my god! He looks like he wants to say something important. People, I'm fangirling way too much. Like, I'm too much. Is that even a question? I'll talk to you. I stood up but staggered and almost fell. Malbonte lunged sharply as though moving to catch me, but he stopped when he realized that I could manage. Oh. I'm so sorry. So he saw that we were stumbling and he wanted to rush forward to catch us. Nah, stop. That's him actually showing that he's so worried about us. He was like, oh no, she's about to fall. I have to get to her fast. Amid incessant whispers and attentive glances, we went to the second floor. Bye-bye. Make sure not to be too loud. I'm gonna stop. I still felt weak, and noticing a double bed, I lay down on the edge of it so that I could see Malbonte.
You've acquired power, but it's killing you.
Is this what you wanted to talk about?
In part.
He is worried. He's very worried about us. That's actually so cute, though. He, saw that we are struggling with that power. I don't think that this power is that great that it's killing us. I think we are causing for the power to kill us because we are expecting too much of us. We just acquired that power. And it takes years. It takes a lot of time to be capable to perfect one's craft. We just started to have that power. I don't know. How long have we had the power? 2 months? It can't be longer than that. That's not long enough to be capable to perfect someone's capabilities. So we are trying too much, and not with one horseman, but with all 4 horsemen. That's a lot of power that we're trying to redirect. That's a lot of power that we're trying to refrain from getting to us or to anyone that's around us. That's a lot of power. That's killing us. But not because we can't handle that power, but because we are trying too much, too fast. I'm pretty sure we could handle it, but because we're trying too much, and it's not like the others are saying, no, you can't, you need to perfect it. No, they're like, you have to, and you have to do it now. And since we are pretty determined to save everyone around us, we're not actually protesting against the methods they are using to make us perfect our craft. But we need time to digest everything that's going on. You get tired, you sleep, you rest, and then you try again. You can't, after hours and hours of training, send me on the battlefield hoping that all those hours of training are gonna help me to finish the job, They don't give us time to adjust to the power that has been planted inside of us, and that's why this power is killing us. Well, go ahead, I'm listening. My voice was cold. I didn't know why I was angry. I mean, the desire we have for this man is that growing that we're mad. He'd never hidden the fact that he was on the horseman's side, so why did I want to blame him for something I'd seemingly already accepted? Well, it's not like he said he's on the horseman's side. If he would have been on the horseman's side, he wouldn't have went at Blake like that. I can't. Why is she so dumb? Oh, how can someone be so ignorant? Why can't she read between the lines? If you have such a powerful enemy, such a powerful opponent, you can oppose to it, of course. But never heard of the saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend? He made friends with the horsemen so that he could find out what exactly it is that they want, so that he could find a way to stop them. He wanted to be on the inside, to be some sort of spy. He was helping them, yes, but I don't think because he actually wants the horsemen to succeed, but because he's getting something else out of it. He's getting something out of it for himself and not for the horsemen. He never worked for someone else. He's always been someone that does things because he wants to and not because someone else tells him to. He sucked it up for quite a time because he was aiming for a bigger goal. And for that time period, he had to suck it up and be the lapdog of Plague and the horsemen. But he wasn't on their side. Like, why is it so difficult for this woman to get that? Somewhere in the depths of my soul, I still hoped that he would join the order for real. I wanted him to choose me. I mean, in a certain sense, he did choose you. He's here. He could have immediately dragged you out of the house, but he didn't. He wanted to talk to you.
Why did hunger do this to you?
That's what you want to know? He guessed it. He always got to the point. Of course, we disappeared with hunger, and that gave him time to recover. And as soon as we came back from that projection that he made us see, he did bring us to his original homeland. And then he brought us back to the library. We started to show those powers. So he immediately knew that hunger did something. I thought you were on the same side. The horsemen don't share their plans with you. Malbonte came closer, squatting in front of the bed so that I didn't have to turn my head too much.
You already know they don't.
Well, he was so close and looking into my eyes so intently that all my anger, all my resolve began to melt away. This man has the power over us, but that's great. That's great that he has the power over us because that only means that he's trying to fight for power. I did always make that assumption with Aemon because it's just insanely obvious because of how headstrong our character is, that both of them were fighting over which one has more control over the other. And here, she's fighting not to fall for him, even though deep down she already knows that she did fall for him already. Malbonte knows that he fell for her. And now they're trying to fight over power, as in which one is gonna give in first. My heart beat faster. I barely kept myself from lowering my gaze.
I didn't want Blake to take my power from you.
I knew it! I knew it! I don't know if I ever said it, but I did talk to my best friend. And we had this long-ass conversation about this. Us having Malbonte's powers inside of us made us have this special connection to him. And we're not talking about the physical attraction. Our souls were connected by a stronger force. We already had that connection between our souls because we truly love him. We see him as our soulmate. And if you are with him or not, doesn't change the fact that as soon as we have his power inside of us, we're automatically connected to this man. We see his life and he sees ours. It made him be connected to us more than anyone ever could. Like, there was always this moment when we could immediately look into his life, into what he went through, and he hated it as much as he loved it. Why did he hate it? Because he didn't want us to see how vulnerable he could be. Why did he love it? Because it finally made him have to grow out of that habit that he's alone. And I'm pretty sure that he always was hoping that he could finally have someone by his side that would show him the caring and the love that his parents gave him. They did a desperate decision, but they still did it because they loved him. And Sepha took them away from him. After that, he was alone. He didn't want anyone else to know that part of him. He wanted everyone to keep him or his visual as a monster, because that's what he's always known. He didn't really expect anymore that there is someone out there that would actually see through that evil facade and see who this man truly is, that he's actually just suffering and that he doesn't know how to cope with the pain. So he turned into this version of himself so that he wouldn't have to suffer anymore. We do remember episode 6, where he explained how he has been mentally and physically abused by Sephamalum for millennia. It takes millennia for him to recover from that horrible state. But I think the first step for him was telling us about that horrible moment, because that means that he trusts us more than what he wants to show. Like, he doesn't really go up to you and say, yeah, I love you, even though, let's be honest, we're hoping that he's gonna say I love you. But him actually opening up and telling us of the worst moment of his life, which literally was him being imprisoned and being abused psychologically and physically by Sephamalum, shows that he let us in. And that was him already saying, I chose you and I'm gonna protect you. He wanted us to have the power from him inside of him long before that. He felt this connection. Being connected to someone, seeing someone else's life, made him feel that he's not alone anymore. He finally had someone by his side. He finally had this deep connection to someone. He never had the chance to connect to anyone. His angel side was locked in a tower, and his demon side was in non-existence with Sephamalum. He never had that human contact. He never felt love before. Nobody ever gave him love before. So he doesn't really know how to cope with love as soon as he gets it. We're showing that we love him. And every time we do that, I don't want to say he gets shy, but it's like he's uncomfortable because he's not used to it. Lust is something else. He's the king of lust and he's in his element when it's lust, because that's one of the darkest desires someone can have. Like, one of the darkest personality traits is lust. So as soon as we show him love, he doesn't know what to do with it because he never experienced it. Us having his powers made him finally feel the connection to another person, and he wanted to be connected to someone. He finally wanted to experience the connection to someone that is capable to swallow you whole. He only felt pain and sorrow, darkness, despair, anger, rage. He wanted to experience positive personality traits, happiness, kindness, love, because that's who he truly is. He had to mask who he truly is because nobody actually wanted or expected him to be kind. So he was like, if nobody sees me as a good guy, why should I try everything in my power to show that I am a good guy? I'm not going to show you anything. I'm going to leave things as they are. The person that is gonna try to figure out why I am the way I am is the person that's gonna deserve an explanation. And that's what he did. He slowly opened up to us. He didn't want Plague to take his power away from us because he wanted us to continue being connected to him on a psychological level. Our souls were connected because we had his power inside of us. So it kind of was like we are a part of him and he's a part of us, because his power was inside of us. I exhaled quietly, amazed at his candor.
But we remain connected.
Period!
We always will be. I feel this connection.
It's too late already! I love this!
It's easier for me to read your thoughts than my own.
Period! Because there is this connection. There is this connection. He knows us. He knows how we truly feel about him. He knows who we are. He has always had the feeling we were connected through his powers, and as soon as that power left our body, it was like that connection was severed. But we remained connected, like we already had that connection moment. We are connected. This has nothing to do with power connection anymore. We're connected psychologically and physically, like we already made it. We slept together. That's a deeper step into a relationship. But we always had that psychological connection. Like he can understand us in a ways that nobody else can. And we, or I would like to say I, can understand him in a way that no one else in this game can. Our character is a little too stupid sometimes, so I'm gonna say I am capable to understand him. And that's what connects them. And how often do you read my thoughts? I don't think he's reading your thoughts, sweetie. He can actually read you.
Sometimes it's the only way to talk to you.
Hold on! So every single time we were like at the campground and we were like thinking, etc., he was capable to hear us? He was capable to hear us from the school? He actually read our thoughts the entire time when we were there. Wait! Wait, hold on!
You're talking to me without knowing it.
Hold on! Wait! Hold on! So when we made the decision to want to be with him, did he hear that too? His voice remained emotionless, but his words, on the contrary, were full of feelings that I didn't expect from Malbonte. Shut up! He is a pure guy. He's pure-hearted. He is capable of tenderness. So many revelations. Why was he telling me all this? He heard you. He heard the thoughts. This was not just a narrator, right? This was our thoughts.
Because you might hate me again.
And why is that?
I'm saying this now while you can look me in the eye.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I stood up sharply, ignoring the dizziness, and asked in a trembling voice, "What are you going to do?"
The same thing I've always done.
Protect me?
I'll step over corpses and burn the whole world to the ground to get my way.
He looked at my eyebrows, eyes, nose, mouth, chin. No, sir. If you're gonna kill me now, no rough sex is gonna be capable to fix that. No, sir. Step away. I felt his gaze physically, and I wanted him to touch me, to tell me that it was all a lie. I wanted him to choose me. Why can't he choose us? He did choose you. And you won't tell me what you're trying to achieve? Nah, it's safer for us.
No.
Why?
Because I don't want you to talk me out of it.
He's gonna sacrifice himself. Stop! Would I be able to? That's the question. We saw it in the season finale. We got rescued from Malbonte when we were in the dungeon being tortured by Lil Plague. He got us out. And he was like, yeah, you get her out of here. Because he was gonna stay on the horseman's side. And we were like, yeah, Malbonte, please don't. And he knew that if he was gonna stay, he would cave. Because we are his weakness. So he was like, please get her out of here. Because if she stays, if she continues to plead, I won't be capable to resist no more. So we actually have that power over him. We are capable to.
You can do anything. You just don't know it. Or you don't take advantage of the opportunity.
Why the smile? Why? Why now?
It's always been that way. From the very first time our paths crossed. You just didn't understand.
What?
We're connected. Maybe this was destined. Even before you and I were born.
Wait! Wait! I always said soulmates, but don't take my words for it. His words made my throat ache. Wait! It was hard for me to remember a time when he had spoken more plainly. But all that was shattered by his sharp determination. He wanted to destroy everything for whatever reason. Is it worth it?
For me, yes.
Will it also be worth it for me?
Am I going to hate you for it?
I mean, he did say it in the beginning.
Perhaps, but only at the very end.
I don't like this. I don't like the way where this is going. I was silent, and then piercing me with his gaze, his next words washed over me like a cold shower.
I will do anything to free the mother of life, Simura. I need it to happen.
But why? What do you get out of it?
I will destroy the dome, open the doors, and allow the horsemen to capture you.
Wow.
I won't interfere while they force you to open the final seal.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I have no idea what to say about this. Not him actually saying I love you. Malbonte. I know he's capable to love, and I know that his love can be pure and tender, as in, he's gonna make sure that we know that we're the only one for him. He's always gonna make sure that we know that we're special, that we're taken care of, that there's always gonna be him protecting us. He's never gonna leave any doubt in our heads. He loves blindly, unconditionally, with an insane passion. Like, there's not just tenderness, butterflies. There's one side of passion, tenderness, etc. And then there's lust, desire, arousal, everything. Like those dark things. Malbonte doesn't only bring like light to the table. Light that he only shows us. Because nobody else gets to see this light. Only we are capable to see him like this. He never had any kind words for anyone else but us. He doesn't only bring light to the table, because light is who he truly is on the inside. He also brings darkness on the table. What he has turned into because of life. What he's showing to others. Which doesn't necessarily mean that he's willing to kill us, but he's gonna make our biggest desires come true. Let's just say like this. He's willing to do anything to satisfy us. Let's say like this. I'm not sure I know how to feel about this though. He's like, I'm gonna destroy the dome. I'm gonna make sure that they capture you. And I'm gonna let them force you to open the seal. Yet I love you. This actually makes me question what Malbonte thinks love is. I'm pretty sure he knows what true love is. But why can't he do it? That's my question. Why can't he already show that he truly loves us? And just say, yeah, I'm not gonna let you get hurt. He's like, I need her to be released, no matter the cost. But I love you. As in, I'm willing for you to get hurt in order for me to get what I want. Yet, no, it's nothing personal. I love you. And it hurts me to have to do this. What does he get out of it? As soon as I know that information, I'm gonna know if I can hate him or not. I mean, let's be honest, I could never hate Malbonte. He's like the person that could do literally everything to me, and I would still forgive him because I know who he is on the inside. Like, that's unconditional love. When you can't hate someone no matter how horrible they screw up. What does he get out of it? I need that question to be answered. What does he get out of it?
I love you.
And not the tears! Silence fell over the room. It pulsated in my ears like the ringing of bells. He couldn't have said it. Not now. Not after such terrible words. Me, like that's a whiplash. He wiped away my tears and repeated, oh. What does he get out of it? Malbonte, what do you get out of this? What do you get out of this? What is the release of the mother of life going to be capable to do to you? Is he saying she needs to be released because Sephamalum is still alive and she's going to be capable to kill him? And his trauma is actually driving him to be like, she needs to be released so that he can die and I will finally have my freedom of him. Because we do know that after he got all his powers back, that his connection to Sephamalum was intensified. So is that why he's like, I have to do it and I will do it at any cost, even if it means losing you or something like this? Is that what this is? Because if it is, I don't know if I can hate him because of that. Mental illness is very, very powerful. And if you're not strong enough to handle it, they can lead you. Like, they can make you do things that in a sober mind you wouldn't be capable to do. So, if this is actually why he's like, I have to do it, then I don't think I can hate him.
I love you, but I'll do it anyway.
Malbonte speaks honestly, as always. Your relationship took a big step forward. Just like my life. Literally to the abyss. Before I could respond, he got up and left the room. Hold on, bitch! Hold the fucking phone! You dare tell me you love me and then you're gonna die. No. Malbonte, don't do this. Yes, he's gonna do it. He's gonna be putting, like, his hands over his ears, so he's not gonna hear us. I rushed after him, imagining with horror what he would do to the other members of the order, and even more terrified that I might hate him for it. When I got downstairs, skipping steps on the way, he was already surrounded by the others. Malbonte. Oh no! I wasn't expecting anything less from him. I walked around Malbonte and stood across from him next to my mother and Aragon. He looked at me for just a moment, and then his black eyes bored into Aragon again.
There are more of us. We can defeat him.
I don't think you can, honey. That's the problem. Addie took a step, but Aragon stretched out his hand, cutting off his path.
The biggest mistake in battle is to underestimate the enemy.
Malbonte watched us silently like a beast lurking in the trees.
It's over.
Ooh, Mammon! Honestly, Mammon, slay me.
I would argue otherwise.
Mammon changed his appearance so quickly that his body was already shimmering with gold before I knew it. His energy flared and he was ready to fight. I remembered how Malbonte had killed Mammon 10 years ago while he was in that guise, and I shuddered.
You have two options. Die fighting or give up now and try to fight back at a more opportune time.
The fact that Malbonte was engaging in this dialogue made me realize that he didn't want to kill them. He doesn't want to kill anyone. But because of his trauma, he's like, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. Like, I was taught that I'm more powerful than everyone. I was tormented that much. And when you have that much negativity inside of you, you blame literally everyone but yourself. Because, first of all, you have all this insane pain inside of you that you're like, why is everyone else having a beautiful life and I had to go through something like this? Like, everyone is gonna pay. I don't have to kill, but as soon as someone gets in my way, they're gonna get killed because I have a right to have revenge on the people that did me dirty in the past because of everything I've been through. You don't have to get killed. You can just stand aside. If you don't want to, if you can't, I'm gonna kill you because after everything I've been through, I deserve this. I deserve this freedom. And opening Sepha's gate and killing Sepha was liberation for him. He wanted to reach an agreement without unnecessary bloodshed. Path of composure. He's right. We're trapped. Mammon twisted his inhuman face and slowly returned to his usual appearance. Even if we defeat Malbonte now, how long are we going to sit here? We can't hide forever.
So we should give up now?
No! Do what he said. Fight back at a more opportune time. No, never. An oppressive silence followed. I took a step forward. Malbonte, I know that if you want something, you get it. Let's see if I hate you as much as I love you. People, I keep on using this reference. Go with Catherine Pierce. She said, between love and hate is such a small string. Because if you love someone that much, you are willing to forgive anything they do, even if that goes against you as a person. As in, you don't think you deserve being cheated on, but because you love that guy so much, you're willing to take him back because you love them that much. It's an insult to you because you know your worth and you're like, I deserve better, but you can't let them go because you love them that much. And you're willing to forgive everything, even if that means selling yourself short. And that's why you can hate someone as much as you love them. That's why that quote is so true. Between love and hate is such a small string. We know what Malbonte is capable of, and he has hurt us in the past, even though, let's be real, it was him still being completely tormented because he just got out of non-existence and he didn't know what he was doing. But he is not a bad guy, but he can be bad because that's all he's ever known. He was taught by Sephamalum to kill and to enjoy pain and suffering. Even if that's not who he truly is as a person. He discovered who he truly was as soon as he was reunited with his angel side. But that doesn't stop the fact about what Sephamalum implanted in his mind. So, we know that Malbonte is capable of doing horrible things. And also, he's capable to do horrible things to us. But we love him that much because we know who he truly is on the inside, that we can bring ourselves to hate him because we know how vulnerable he is on the inside. We know who he truly is. We know he's a good guy, and we, as the person that love him, want to be there for him and help him to become the best version of himself. And you can't help him become the best version of himself if you abandon him at the first sign of trouble. So this is a problem here. Mom squeezed my hand and shook her head. What are you up to? She said it in a half whisper, but my immortal ears heard her words. Exactly what he said. We'll go out and give ourselves up. I glanced briefly at Malbonte. And then we'll attack. We will fight to the last. This is a confined space. We'll either kill each other or destroy the house and the dome along with it. Mom let go of my hand and nodded, but doubt remained in her eyes. We all had doubts. We didn't have time to recover. We were hiding in a cage while predators roamed just outside, and they wouldn't let us leave. Arrogant stood in front of me.
You planned us from the beginning. I have a lot of things planned.
Malbonte. Arrogant did not hide the hatred he felt for Malbonte. There was something with his sister. All his rage, all the pain burst out from just a moment.
Wherever you go, death always follows.
That's the reference to the sister. Malbonte stared right at him. His face remained impenetrable, but everyone felt that Arrogant's barb had hit its mark. Or maybe it was just me who thought so, being privy to their history. But then Arrogant sighed, straightened his shoulders, and said,
There will be no bloodshed.
Ooh!
Diablo tu infigito, Arrogant. We'll go out.
His voice became louder and more authoritative.
We will still fight back, but not now.
How strong was Malbonte that Arrogant didn't even try to fight him?
You made a wise choice.
What wise choice! We're waiting to be destroyed. There was a crunch and a bearable audible grinding sound. Malbonte shuddered and took a few steps forward. The sharp end of an umbrella was sticking out of his chest. Addie recoiled as if the umbrella had pierced him instead. His hands were covered in blood. He put all his fury into that blow. What will happen now? Fool! I'm sorry, fool! Who was this? You only made him angrier.
Addie.
Malbonte tore the umbrella out of his chest and broke it into several pieces. Bitch, what is wrong with you? Only his pursed lips betrayed his anger. Of course, a few seconds passed and the wound began to heal. A lazy black cloud formed around it. Malbonte grabbed him by the neck with lightning speed and slammed him against the wall, leaving a hole in the shape of Addie's head. I'm sorry, this is hilarious. We had decided that we will go out, and he actually said, I'm still gonna pierce his chest. The wall was covered in cracks and thin streaks of blood marked the side of impact. I mean, this was on side. Sammy, I'm sorry. This was on side. He pierced him with an umbrella. He said, take a good night's nap, and smacked his head against the wall. Like,
Addie.
Addie didn't lose consciousness, but he looked lost. Sorry. Malbonte pulled Addie toward him, continuing to hold him by the neck.
Open the door.
Woo! Mimi glanced at Eliza, who nodded silently. Mimi slowly opened one door, then the other.
Let him go.
No.
You go out first.
Woo! Sammy hesitated, but then obeying, constantly glancing back over his shoulder. I mean, he's not dead, that's a start. One by one, we started to exit. Tess' eyes sparkled with pleasure. Plague toyed with her sword as if bored, but anticipation was written on her face. She couldn't wait to kill us. I swallowed hard. Expect no mercy, little bats. You bitch! And of course it ended like this. Now I don't know if I'm offended or not. But at least we finally had a beautiful moment with Malbonte. Finally. It's been a while. We're finally a pair. Like, we have to be a couple at this point. Our relationship will last an hour. And then we're dead. No, people, I can't. Like, Malbonte, he's such a twisted character, but I wouldn't want him any other way. The way he's capable to switch between so many emotions just shows how much he's been through, and I just want to be there for him and tell him that everything's gonna be okay, and that I'm gonna be there for him. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let's hope that the season finale is not gonna kill me. And tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in another video. Bye!